Hello everyone, this is Jontillion here on a tutorial to set up a budget version of One Jontillion Spies in single player without any mods. Not the way I normally do tutorials, but you know, this is just for the sake of it, just to quickly get this out there. So, first thing you need to do is you go into options and have your developer console be enabled. You need this. So go into options, go keyboard, advanced, enable developer console. This needs to be ticked, you need this. And the button for it should be whatever this is. This should be the button directly below your escape key, but you can set it to anything you want. But once you got that enabled, the tilde key, which again should be directly below the escape key, press it. This is the developer console, which I'm going to assume most of you probably know about this feature, but I'm putting it here just in case for those that don't. Now you've got this open. We want to pick a map to put it on. Actually, no, sorry. First, if you want any more than 24 spies, or 23 in this case, you're going to need to first go max players and then in the console, and then type the number, anything up to 100 of how many players, including bots, you want to be able to fit in. We're going to keep it at the default of 24 simply because doing this by yourself is... I would not recommend facing 60 spy bots on your own. Now, but if you want to, that's how you do it. Anyway, first thing, we want to select a map. Now, you want to select a attack defend map, and preferably one with a nav mesh, which is something that bots use to navigate. Yes, nav generate is a thing, but to simplify it, and just to make sure it works, do one with a built-in nav mesh. On screen, I'm going to show a list of a bunch of maps that are known to have a nav mesh and work when doing this. Now, in this case, we're going to use CP Gorge. So, map CP underscore Gorge. And not 5 Gorge, just a regular one. I press enter, and it's just going to load up the map. And again, there's a lot of maps you can do this with, but we're going to use Gorge, because this is actually the map I first tested this on. In fact, this is the way that I originally set up the first test, where I decided to see how fun this would be on my own. So, of course we're in here, blah, 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 blah. Now, join the blue team. We need to be in the blue team for this to work, and I will explain why later. Now, pick whatever class, whatever you spawned in. Now, next thing we need to do is go into the console, open it up again, type sv underscore cheats 1. That just turned on cheats, so we can use cheat commands to do a bunch of stuff to the game. But first thing we want to do next is, after enabling cheats, mp underscore teams underscore unbalance underscore limit 0. Set that to 0. And what this does is essentially it means it doesn't matter how many players there are on either team, it will let you join either one. So if there's like 20 people on red team and only one person on one, it will still let you join the red team. And we need this to be able to put all the bots in. So next, we need to go TF bot force class spy. I'll mention these commands are you're going to find these commands in the description below, so you can copy paste them into your game. Should all work. This is not scripted, so apologies if this tutorial is a bit funny. So TF bot force class spy, pretty self-explanatory. It will force all the bots to play spy, but we have no bots yet. So TF, now this is the big bit. TF bot add,
mission begins
in this case, we're going to go 20 red hard. Now you can set that number to whatever you like with how many bots you want. Make sure they're on red team, and I would preferably have them on hard difficulty, or expert, whatever. We're going to do it this way. Bam. Now there are 20 bots on the red team.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
And that is pretty much it to start out with. Now, the reason we are on the red team is because spy bots are not programmed to the reason the spy bots are on the red team is because spy bots aren't programmed to capture the point. So if you put them on the blue team, you win by just not doing anything. They're programmed to try and kill you, but they aren't programmed to capture the point because they're programmed with the assumption that there will be bots of other classes that will cap. So if you, say, try to do this with something like soldiers or pyros, then yes, you can in fact put them on the blue team and it will work. In fact, you can totally try that. But in this case, we have it working, we have a bunch of spy bots running around, all disguised as me. And this is the same AI that they use in the video that I showed. And again, no mods. You just set this up. Pretty easy. Pretty obvious that they're spies. But now, obviously, the biggest problem you see is that round timer. Now, there's a few things you can do about it. One, this command, int fire team round. This is round timer. Add time 200. So this is in seconds. I just added 200 seconds to the clock. So you can do that to extend the round timer if you need, because in the plugin it counts up to tell you how much time you've been spending, but that's a part of the plugin, not built. That's not built into TF2 normally, so we added that. You can do that to extend the round timer, or you can, instead of saying add time 200 or whatever, you can just go disable. There you go, the time is gone. And you can just enable it again. Enable. Bring it back if you need to. And also, in the event that the game ends, like the timer goes off or you somehow succeed, and then you get swapped teams, easiest thing you can do is go TF bots kick all, kicked all the bots, then say you're in the red team, join back to the blue team, and then redo the command that adds all the bots in again. And you don't need to force the bot class because it's already been set, and the bots have been respawned. You can do a lot of things with this, but play around with it, do what you want, but if you want to have the experience of One Jontillion Spies, you can do it. Now, if you want to play it with friends, R has made a tutorial on how to set up these local servers to play with your friends. Only do it with your friends, though. There's definitely some security risks that could potentially come with it, so just be careful, because it is potentially dangerous if people that know how to get your IP or something, or unless you're using a VPN, I don't know. But R has made a tutorial on how to set these up with friends, or if you just have a server rented or something that isn't locally hosted, then all these commands should work. And that's kind of all you really need to know. You can have fun with this, do whatever you want, play on blue team, because the bots don't know how to cap. And there we go, I'm being shot by the spy has a gun thing, but yeah. Obviously, an obvious difference is that they're all the bot names. There's not got my names, and it hasn't got my cosmetics. But if you just want to have the gameplay, because there haven't really been anybody setting up servers with the plugin that I know of, then this is how you can set it up yourself. Pretty easy. Again, go crazy, however you want. Yeah.